Hey everyone, it's Jeannie from A1 Vacuum and Sewing, and I am about to stitch out Kimberbell's Mystery Quilt Wallflower, the November block, and I'm about to stitch it out with the, this is the Kimberbell version with the Kimberbell fabrics. So I've already done it. Here's the version I did with Miki Kim, and you can tell it's super, super cute. I absolutely love it. The technique we're really learning is going to be fringe, which is super fun and easy. And I did 2 of those. Now I'm going to be doing the Kimberbell version, and I'm going to do 1 right now, and then we'll do 1 when I see you. This version I'm going to do, this is what I always say and then I forget. I'm going to do the mirror image version right now. That way when we have class on Friday, I will do the regular version. These are the colors. Well, how did he sneak in there? I think these are the colors, or some of the colors that we're going to be using. And those might be all the colors from Wallflower. It looks like all of them, doesn't it? So we're going to be using some of those colors. And I'm already hooped up. So I hooped up in a, this is the 7x12 magnetic hoop. I have 1 attached on the top. I'm getting smart at folding them up. And I'm going to go ahead and slide this onto my machine. I already have a white bobbin in there, so let's go over to the machine. Oh my goodness, can you hear my multi-needle? My multi-needle is going right now. I'm like, I need to be productive. So I'm working on some quilted freestanding lace earrings and also the covered bridge, which I'm super excited about. All right. Oh, just waking her up. Just turning her on. Hang on. It's going to take a minute for my arm to move over. So in your instructions, we are going to be doing Spring 7 is our quilting design. It's going to be all these like little flowers. You're looking for the 6x8. So I'm going to go into embroidery. I already brought my design in via design database transfer. That means I sent it over wirelessly. It's very easy. I hope you will try to learn that. So this is 6.5 by 8.5. I know it says 6x8, but the quilting design bumps you out of that size by adding a 1/2 inch all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and say set, and then I'm going to add. And now I'm going to add the design, and then we're going to be ready to almost put this together. Kind of exciting. I've seen some people have already put it together, but there are borders, and I'm going to be doing the borders. So there's the design. I'm going to go ahead and set it. And remember, I'm going to mirror image. Do you want mirror image both? Let's go ahead and mirror image both. So before I forget, I'm going to do that right now. Why? And some people are like, do I have to mirror image? No. Some people are like, why do you mirror image? I think it looks more interesting. So I'm sad because some of mine aren't. There's usually 2 blocks for each one. I think almost all of them. And I feel like it's boring just having your hedgehogs all looking this way or your turtles all going this way. So I think it's more interesting if you mirror image. Do you have to do the background quilting? Absolutely not, but I'm going to do that too. So we're going to go edit. And this, right now, the box is around the design I just brought in. So we mirror image it. You can see the flowers switch directions. I'm going to touch behind it. That's the quilting design. I'm going to mirror image that one too. So I mirror image both. You don't have to do that for class. We will do it the regular way. It does also say down here, you always have to look here. Wait, not right there. Align the block embroidery file with the bottom of the quilting design. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to take my magnification. I'm going to zoom into 200% so you can see it. Right now, the red is around my quilting design. I can see it. I want the red to be around my embroidery design, which has a purple flower. So I'm just going to switch it right here by hitting the select button. And now you can see the red boxes around the quilting design. Instead of using my finger, because I don't want to accidentally move the quilting design behind it, I'm going to use the move arrows. Yours should say move or show you the move keys. And now I'm just going to go ahead and bring them down. And I just want that red line to be even with the bottom orange line. That looks good. Good to me. I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, we're set to go. Let's go back to 100%. And then I'm not going to move it here because there's 2 separate designs and they'll separate unless I group it. If you want to group it, you can hit your grouping keys. If you have that button, and that's going to group it. And now I can move the whole thing. If you don't have that, wait, let me ungroup because it's grouped. This will ungroup. Say okay. If you don't have that, just say embroidery. Just go to the next step. When you go to this screen, they'll automatically be combined. Now, if I move this, it's going to just go straight out and up. Because look, I don't have my hoop slid on. So slide your hoop on first. And then your machine knows what hoop you have on. And now you can go ahead, and I'm going to go to layout. You might have an edit key. I'm going to go to my move. Yours might say the word move. And I'm going to move it up to the top. And that means I'll have all of this fabric here that I can do another hooping later. All right. Last thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say okay here. I'm going to go here. This button is where I can go forward and backward stitches and whole steps. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this first step, which is going to be a placement line for our batting. And let's get our spray tent and let's get started. I already have a pink in there. I'm just going to leave it. Let's stitch, and I'm going to grab my batting. Okay, here's my spray tent. Oh, you can see my dog's ball on the ground. It's the dime spray tent. I put a piece of cardboard in there so it doesn't get all icky. And then I can change it out periodically. I'm going to spray the wrong side, which is the nubbier side, this one. And the back of my fabric. And we're going to get ready to put this down. You want to get rid of all this stuff that might shadow. Like you want all of that ick off. Can you guys hear that? My machine? I'm like, I hope it doesn't bother you. Oh my God, it is stitching out earrings right now, and they are so cute. They're the quilt block earrings. I'm going to do a whole bunch tonight so I can bring those in. All right, and then I'm going to put this down. Just center it to your batting, and you're just going to feel around and go, I'm a little bit, look, I have about 1.5 inches, and I only have 1 inch here. That's fine. Who cares? You know, you just need a little extra around the edges. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to skip some steps because remember, we are not doing all of the silliness. I know, it's not silliness. This is the tack down of the batting, and then you need to trim. I already cut mine to size, so we don't need to do that. Next step. This is the placement stitch for the background. Blue is placement. It looks like they're changing it now. Blue and yellow. It used to be turquoise and orange. So blue is placement. I guess the yellow or the orange is the tack down. So placement, we already put our background fabric down. We don't need to do that. This is the tack down. You want to do this one. Pink is good enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my tack down. Where is my pokey tool? It's going the opposite direction it normally goes because we mirror image. I like to have this so I don't put my fingers down. And then after you do this, we're going to do our quilting stitch. And it is calling for linen. I've been doing pearl. Where's my pearl? Oh, I just dumped all my fabric. Okay, where's my pearl? Hang on. Found it. Look at your screen too. Make sure it's showing you the right thing, that you fast forward and you're on the right step. That is showing me the quilting. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my cotton candies, what I was using last. Okay, here we go. Okay, go ahead and do your quilting stitch. You can always pick something different. I've been wild and crazy because Virginia Siebel made me that way, and she said she was using glitter, and then I started thinking I want to use glitter, and I'm talking about Enchanted. And so I started using it too, and I love it. Maybe this will be the year that I am wild and crazy, which means I I try a color instead of white. That's kind of a big step for me. I'm not a big risk taker. Okay, after we do this, we're going to skip steps 1 and 2 if you're doing block by block, which is what we're doing right now. If you still need to place your background fabric, then you are going to start right here with embroidery instructions. If you are somebody that has your 6x10 is your biggest hoop, you can reach out to me because I have special instructions for you. I'm going to just try and include them with every time we do a spreadsheet. I'll just add them. It was something that Miss Susan A put together for us, and they're fantastic. Just to give you options if that's your biggest hoop. Next color we're going to do is going to be avocado. Avocado, and we're going to do some leaves. So you're going to need avocado and haze. And I'll be right back because my machine stopped and wants me to do a color change. What you got going on here? I'm double fisting my recording right now. Okay, after we do this, like I said, we are going to put an avocado and stitch out some leaves, and then we're going to do haze and stitch out some of those little bell flowers. It's a 35-minute stitch out, but you know it always takes longer when there's applique. We have a little bit of applique, we have a little bit of fringe. If you don't have one yet, make sure you also have a bobbin that has dissolve away thread, a wash away thread. I like to use Vanish. This is my thing. It's made by Superior. I use the Vanish Light. I use this for other things too. Like if you ever, like for us, we teach some classes where we use the same panel. We only do the beginning of it every single time. So instead of having to get a panel and re-layer it with batting and backing, I use Vanish. And then after the class, I can just rinse away the bobbin stitches and pull out the top stitches. So if you're somebody who wants to practice free motion quilting, you could go ahead and use Vanish too. That would be great because you could pull out your stitches and just use the same panel over and over again. Or if you're ever practicing anything, go ahead and use the Vanish. Anytime you want to remove your stitches, Vanish is great. If you want to do a basting stitch, maybe you want to baste something that you're going to remove later, you could just use the Vanish, okay? How cute is that little bumblebee? Do you see him? I don't know if you can see him. So cute. Okay, don't forget, we're skipping the next steps. Sometimes in your book, it's going to tell you, like right down here, it says, if doing block by block quilting, skip to machine step 3, because these 2 steps are going to be, step 1 is a placement line, and then the background basting stitch. We don't need those. So we're going to go straight to step 3. I'm going to get rid of this on my screen. And then see, that's the little placement line. That's the little tack down. I'm going straight to step 3. That's going to be the leaves in avocado. So let me go ahead and take out my pearl. After I do this, and after I do my earrings, and after I do my covered bridge, then I'm going to be working on my piece blocks for Enchanted, because we got to finish up section number 1. I got to be done with that. We're doing Sew Along tomorrow at noon. Be there or be square. Some of you are already done. Some of you like to take it nice and slow. You're like, this is a good pace for me. Okay, this is going to be the avocado leaves, and then this is this step right here. So step number 3, stitch the light leaves and stems. And then they give you written instructions, step 3, and a picture instructions for step 3. Then step 4 is going to be those haze little ball flowers, and then we're going to do aloe. So haze, avocado, haze, aloe. Do you like my fancy nails? My cousins were telling me, they're like, oh, we went and got our hair done. I was like, oh, I just jumped out of bed. We drove and went straight to our hotel room, got changed, and went straight over to the wedding venue. It was super, super nice. Three minutes of stitching. All right, go ahead and take out your avocado. Now you're going to put in your haze. Crazy days. This is 3 minutes of stitching. I gotta tell you, it makes me crazy to sit here and watch these stitch. So I am going to go check on my other embroidery. Here we go. Don't these look so cute? And I like it in pearl because it stands out just a little bit more. Just putting my thread away. Okay, after this, we are going to be stitching your fabric down. So you should have this next, and we're going to use damson, which is purple. So as far as I can remember, the wrong side, a background, and flower 3. So it didn't call for SF101 on the back of this. It only called for SF101 on the back of this. I'm going to take these over to my spray tent. I'm going to give them both a shot of spray on the back side. So they're ready to go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take out my haze. Let's go ahead and put in our damson. First thing it's going to do is your placement stitch. So when you do scan and cut, we skip the next step, which is the tack down. But for here, we're, oh, stop. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Sorry, jump the gun, it's aloe. I was watching it stitch and I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. Okay, cut your thread. Sorry about that. This at least didn't go very far. I was looking at it and I went, wait a minute. I just got excited, right? And I will go back because you want this. You want all of it. It's the stem. And right here where it gets a little chunky, I'm just going to cut it. There we go. Okay, let's put in our aloe. Aloe is the darker green. I hate it when my videos aren't perfect. Okay, let's put in our aloe. I haven't seen the dogs since Friday morning, so Patrick's going to go get them right now. So oops. Okay, there we go again. Let's cut that. We want to go to the beginning of that color. So go to the beginning of the color. This is going to go to the next color. This will go to the color that you've started or the previous color if you're right at the beginning. So let's go ahead and hit that. And third time is a charm. Hopefully, third time is a charm. There we go. It's a good idea to do a combination of looking at your book, looking at your screen. Sometimes I go full on autopilot and do neither. Okay, now we're taking out the aloe, and let's do our placement line for the purple flower. I could swear my man is out there talking to someone, but I don't know who it is. Okay, I'm getting my snippy snips. We need something to trim with. I'm getting my favorite snips, which are the Kimberbell snips. I feel like they are the best. Maybe I feel like I should do this the same way, or 2026 the same way that I'm doing this one, where I do 2 options. I just love doing it both ways. Okay, let's put that down. Now do your tack down. This is in deep gold. And then we're going to trim. I'm going to pull it forward a little bit, and let's go off to the side with the camera so I have room for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim. If you feel like you struggle trimming, that your trimming never looks good, then maybe you should get a scan and cut. But if you love trimming, then just keep trimming. Whatever works for you. These projects do not require a scan and cut. There we go. And then the next step is, gotta slide this back on. Hit start. It's gonna do the decorative stitch that goes around it. That's gonna take 2 minutes. I'm gonna start my other machine. I'll be right back. back just in time. Okay, now it wants you to go ahead and do, what does it want you to do? Stitch the flower one detail, and that is going to be in linen, and it's going to do the white in the inside of the flower. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my linen. Linen. Linen is elegant. I love linen. I love everything about linen. I love linen fabric. I love the name linen. I like this linen. And this is 7 minutes of stitching. So hang tight and just stitch. Stitch away, stitch away. Looks like something happened. Oh, we're running out of bobbin. Okay, so when you run out of bobbin, you are going to hit your cut button. Always cut first. Let me grab a bobbin. I'm going to go ahead and pull this back. Move these out of the way. I am going to go back 10 stitches. Depends on what we're doing, but something like this, I'll go back 10 stitches and just keep stitching. Looks cute. Very, very cute. We're probably about, I don't know, I'd say I'm a quarter into this. Or actually, we just did 2 out of 6 petals. So we are 33.33333% done. After it does this, we are going to, what's next? What's next on the agenda? Oh, then we're going to do the placement for this piece right here. And it says that color doesn't make a difference, but going to go ahead and do it with, I'll do it with the red because that's the next color that will matter. So Wildflower. We're 21 minutes into our 35-minute stitch out. Cute. Okay, change out your thread. It says color doesn't make a difference. I'm going to go ahead and just use the red because it's going to do a satin stitch in that later. Whoop! Dropped it. This is going to be our placement line first. You're going to see it's in sky blue, and then you should have your little applique piece. Mine's already sprayed. We're going to lay this down and then do the tack down, trim, and satin outline. Satin outline's going to be in the wildflower, so I just put it in. I was like, oh, I'm just going to put it in now. All right, let's lay down your fabric. Lay it down. Now you're going to do the tack down, and then we'll trim. All right, let's get your snips and let's trim away. I feel like these snips are the best. It's right at their limit though, because this is regular cotton with SF101 on the back, and it really can't do much more than that. And so if I have something that's a little bit thicker, a little bit more challenging, that's when I'll go to my 4.5 double curved, which I love. But for me, it's just easier, I think, to pinch. So, because that's all you're doing with these. You're just pinching. It's going to do a nice satin stitch, so if you accidentally clip too far in, you're okay. That doesn't mean you should be super sloppy and wild with your trimming right now. I'm like, does it really matter that you get all those little innies and outies? I don't think so. I'm starting to trim wildly. Okay, slide it back on. Next step is going to be the satin stitch. Just go ahead and hit start. If you haven't put your wildflower in, put wildflower in. That's the color that it's asking you to do the satin outline. And then you're going to use cotton candy to stitch pink down the center of these satin stitches. Six minutes of stitching. And then we're going to put in pink lemonade. We're almost done. This is 29 minutes out of 35 minutes. All right, now we're going to put in pink lemonade, and we're just going to stitch right down the center of each one of those. That'll soften it up a little bit too. All right. What do we have now? Oh, that looks so much. The red was a little harsh, I was thinking. Looks so much better like that. Okay, now we are going to do we're going to do the centers. And you can do whatever you want for the centers. I'm going to go ahead and do bark. Or should I do buttercup? I was just thinking that the shadow that it's recommending is a little harsh. So first thing we're going to do is you do need to put in your water soluble bobbin right now. And you want to do that because we need to be able to do the fringe. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this over. Let's go ahead and put our water soluble bobbin. Mine says Vanish on it. Don't go too far with this because you're going to put this back in to hold that fringe down. You need to put it in with thread that is not going to dissolve away. I can't decide what color to do right now. What color? What color? Should we do buttercup? Or maybe I should just go back in and do the pink. Would the pink be cute? Pink would be cute, wouldn't it? Or should we do the buttercup? I'm going to do buttercup. Let's do buttercup. Let's go for it. Because I don't know. Brown's kind of boring. Okay, I'm going to put in buttercup. You guys can do whatever color you want. It calls for shadow. I don't know. Just like charcoal gray to me just isn't flowery. I did it on one of them. And then Joanne P said she was going to do bark. And I was like, that's so much better. Okay. This is going to do the fringe part. 1 minute of stitching. It's going to be fast. I'm going to leave that same yellow in, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just switch back to our regular bobbin, because now you're going to do the threads that will hold the fringe down. So go ahead and put your regular bobbin back in. Remember when I was like, don't go too far with that bobbin? I didn't even leave. I stayed in my seat, but I don't know where my bobbin is. So, oh, here it is. It was hiding. It was behind other thread. Pull it over to like 4 o'clock, in and around the groove. This is going to do the tack down stitches, and then I'll show you how to fringe it. All right, let's come on over here. All right, what you're going to do now is we are just going to spray the back. So just grab a spray bottle, just water. That's pretty much it. I like to do my fringe with these tweezers. These are the Tula Pink Precision Tip. I also use the Formori ones. These are just cuter, and they say Tula Pink. They're also, I think, $16.99, and the other ones are like $11.99. So you pay a premium. All right. I like to take these and just stick it under the fringe and just pull, like roll my hand forward. And it'll just come right out. If you forget one. Okay. Just rotate your hand. Here, I'm going to put it down and do it. It's going to be easier for me. There we go. All right. Just like that. Can you see that? Just under. Don't pull up. You're kind of just pulling it forward. You're releasing it. And then if you have one that breaks and is like no longer doubled over, just trim it. But it's just going to look just like that. Isn't that cute? Is this a better view? Okay, let me see if I can do it this way. That's it. My Violet, I talked to Violet today, and she was telling me how she lost she's got a little boyfriend, and Violet, he gave her wallet for something. I don't know what. They were getting something in or out of the car, and she must have dropped it and lost it. They couldn't find it, and I was like, oh, that's awful. I was like, maybe a good Samaritan will find it. Not thinking in a million years it would actually happen. And when I was on the phone with them, they got a call. First of all, I don't know how they tracked him down. I guess that's just something you can do. But somebody found it and reached out to him. And I was like, it just made me so happy. Just so happy. I'm still waiting for the person to find who found my key fob to return it. Oh, the dogs are here. And that is it. You are going to, should we just trim it too? Let me go ahead and trim it right now. I'm going to put it down so I can see better. Let's go ahead and release it. Oh my God, I can hear the wild beast. Is that cute? So cute. Okay, let's go ahead and there's Miss Poppy barking. I'm going to take these off. Let's go ahead and trim these really quickly. And I will be doing our live class for our digital dealer members, for A1's members. We're going to be doing a live class this Friday. Oh, I see them. They want to come in. Okay. When I cut these apart, I do it from the back side so I can cut right in the middle in between the two. I like to spray from the back side. Here we come. Coming in hot. Hi. Hi. Whoop. Whoop. Cord. Hello. Okay. Gotta hold this down. They're happy to be home. I like to just go ahead, spray it from the back side. See how it's lumpy and bumpy? You want everything to lay super flat. Sorry, I'm trying to do this. Yes. Yes. I'm happy to see you too. Yeah. Oh, were you so sad? Yeah. Yes. Okay, there we go. Let me get my rotating mat. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm happy to see you, Mama. Yes, baby. Here's my rotating mat. We're going to get a pop ruler. I'm going to get my 8.5 by 10.5. And then I got to go because I got to give this dog some love. Right? You guys get it. All right, let's lay that down. You want a fussy cut. And we're going to do it to the front side. Oh, this is my other one. I'll do the other one in class, but this one, let's go ahead and I'm going to put this down so it frames that stitch as close as possible, but it's never going to be perfect. Here we go. That looks pretty good. Pretty good is what you want to shoot for. Pretty good. Going to go ahead and lean into this side. Take your whole rotating mat. Hold down the pop ruler and the block. And turn. And turn. I know you're like, why are we cutting this one when we finish the other one? I like to leave the other one on because I'm going to go ahead and hoop with one on. That allows you to get as close as possible and waste the least amount. But that gives you an idea of how you fussy cut. And you can see I'm not right on that stitch line. Don't ever trim it right on that stitch line because that stitch line is not going to be square. As you stitch, it pulls in. But here's the one that we just finished. I will put this on my hoop and I will use the rest of this muslin on the very bottom to do the last hooping. But that's what it's going to look like with the fringe. Pretty cute. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on Friday. This is November's block for the Mystery Wallflower Quilt. And don't forget, we're going to bling it up. We're going to rhinestone Might not call for it, but we're going to put on all the embellishments to finish this up to really, really take it to the next level. Bye, guys.